Between the hedges, Georgia dogs coming out. War Eagle flying over Jordan hair skies. Hottie toddy down in Oxford, rebels rise. Cowbells ringing in Starkville all night. Rocky Top singing in that Leland light. Anchor down Vandy, black and gold pride. Gamecocks crowing in Columbia loud and wide. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk. We talk that score. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk. We talk that score. Gators in the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Ridge battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer Sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk. We talk that score. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk. We talk that score.
This is a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Frazier, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler. Y'all know what time it is, man. It is Monday. It is time for us to go around the water cooler and talk that score. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, man. As y'all know, man, do me a favor. Make sure y'all go subscribe to these YouTube channels. Subscribe to our guy Tez over at SC Season. Subscribe to our guy Tight Sports and Alabama Football Megacast, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to our guy DC Wolf over at Auburn Addicts TV as well. Also, man, make sure that you go subscribe to Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast, man. Make sure you go hit him up and subscribe to him over there, man. I got B Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk, man, as well. And of course, I got Vandy Chris over at the Go to Broom Podcast and the legend himself, Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. Make sure you go subscribe to him as well on YouTube. And also, make sure you go subscribe to I Got Kid Country over at on his YouTube channel, and of course at the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter, man. Also, man, make sure, do me a favor, make sure you go and you follow us on our social media pages. Follow us at CoolerSpot23 on Twitter, man, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok, and of course, the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, man. Also, visit our website, www.watercoolertalksports.com. That is www.watercoolertalksports.com. Ladies and gentlemen, man, rocking with me around the water cooler tonight. It is the man himself. It is the one and only. Hold on, we got to get this right first. We got to get this right. We got to get this right, man. We got to get this right. Hold up. We got to get this right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right, man. We got to get this right. This ain't right, but we gonna get it right though. There we go, man. My guy Tez from at SC Season. Tez, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Can we hear Tez? Can we hear Tez?
Yeah, I think.
There we go. We got Tez,
okay.
man. What's up,
Yeah.
man? Hope you feeling good. Hey, man. Also,
How you
man,
doing, man? Feeling pretty
I'm
good.
good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't complain. Can't complain. Also, rocking with us, man. It is the one and only man, the legend himself, Bubba and the old man, Auburn Sports Talk. Bubba, what's going on, man?
Not much. Not much.
It is, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us. Let's go ahead and let's get into tonight's topic for tonight. As you all know, man, we are looking at Auburn football's schedule for the 2026 season, man. We have gone from Baylor all the way to Georgia, which is what we did on Friday. Tonight, we are going to look at the LSU Tigers, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if this has been, I don't know if this was a anticipated one or people ready for this one, but we about to talk about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, DC Wolf's illegitimate child with the 199 super chat. What's up, my guy? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling great, man. Also, man, Auburn Dad for life in the chat with us. What's up, Auburn Dad? Hope you feeling good, man. Hope you feeling good. Hope you're feeling good, man. King Richard in the chat with us. What's up, King Richard, man? Hope you're feeling great, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Your favorite insider, our favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider, Ant the Insider is rocking with us, man. Had a hilarious phone call with Ant them today, man. So shout out to those guys over there as well, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's talk some LSU football and what Auburn could potentially be up against when this game happens October 24th inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. So let's take a look at the coaches first, man. Let's talk about this coaches, man. Everybody knows who the head coach of LSU is. It's been public. If you don't know, you've been up on the rock somewhere. But Lane Kiffin is now the new head coach of the LSU Tigers. Was previously at Ole Miss. Brought along his offensive coordinator with him, and Charlie Weiss Jr., and retained Blake Baker as a defensive coordinator. Blake Baker had a pretty good defense last year for LSU. LSU probably had majority of their problems were on the offensive side of the football, and a lot of people expected that side to be better than what it was last year, but it was not. So LSU made a coaching change after the Texas A&M game where they got blown out at home. And later on in the season, Lane Kiffin was hired, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happened around the hiring of Lane Kiffin, and there have been many opinions about that particular situation and that particular move from Ole Miss to LSU. Looking at the schemes, man, what does Lane Kiffin like to do? We all know Lane Kiffin likes the RPO system, man. It's a very quarterback-friendly system. I don't know if I would. I want to know if I would call it an air raid system, but I would probably lean more RPO style than what it is. It's very up tempo. It's pass first and things and stuff like that. He does have a run game component to it because he did have the second leader rusher in the conference last year in Q1 Lacey at Ole Miss. So there is that aspect there. You get over to the defense side of the ball and you look at Blake Baker's, man. Blake Baker is running 4-2-5. Sometimes it can look like a 4-3 defense. He has a heavy emphasis on creating pressure from the edges, and he wants to generate turnovers. Sounds like something that one Alex Golesh said he wants to do with the defense here at Auburn. He wanted to be violent, and he wants to create turnovers there as well, man. When you look at what LSU did in the portal, man, this is probably where you look at it and you say, man, this is a different team from last year. A very different team. You look at who they had on the roster last year. Garrett Nussmeier. You had Michael Van Buren. You had Barian Brown. You had Jermaine Burton Jr. You had Jawan Johnson. You had Cohen Eccles. You had Tyree Adams. You had a lot of guys that was on this team last year that are no longer in an LSU uniform. But then you look and see what they brought in. You brought in Sam Leavitt, quarterback that took Arizona State to the college football playoff, a couple of years back. You bring in Jace Brown, probably if not the fastest wide receiver in college football. Trey Brown, you bring him in. You bring in Eugene Wilson, the third from Florida, man. And you bring in Jordan Steeden, the highly rated offensive lineman from Colorado into this class on the offensive line to anchor that position there. Fellas, man, we took a look at those things right there, and you've seen it. There has been a lot of talk about this LSU team this offseason, especially because of who their coach is. I want to ask you the question, man. Did LSU build a super team? Is this a super team or the LSU Tigers that Auburn's going to have to overcome? I'm going to start with you, Tez.
No. I don't think it's a super team. I mean, you got a lot of highly touted players that a lot of people were in the bucket for. I mean, if you're saying this is a super team, then you're saying that Hugh Freeze built the super team last year, and I don't think that was the case.
Are you saying he did not build a super team because of the expectations? I mean because of the results of what the expectations were, or are you saying is that what you're saying about him not being he did not build a super team last year at Auburn with Hugh Freeze? Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, well, it was because of the ranking of these players and how highly rated they were when he brought them in.
Okay.
Specifically in the quarterback room, and then if I had to focus there for LSU, you get Sam Leavitt, who is, as you stated, got a broken foot.
Got a broken foot, man. That man's foot is not right yet.
You know, so he's got to come back from that. And on top of that, a lot of the people that are praising LSU in this roster in this quarterback room were the same people that were crapping on Sam Leavitt when he was at Arizona State, saying he wasn't that good, don't deserve to be on top 5 and top 10 lists. And all of a sudden, because, you know, Lane Kiffin turned Blake Sims into a quarterback, we think that he's just going to take Sam Leavitt to the promised land. I'm not so sure about that. I just don't think it happens overnight like that. It took him time to build Ole Miss to what it is today. Did he have success early? Sure, more than what they had, but the expectations here are a little bit higher. So, no, I wouldn't call it a super team. It's a bunch of highly rated players, or highly coveted players. You know, you're not going to pretend like there's a bunch of schools that didn't want the players that he had, that he brought in. But super team, no. It's definitely some prospects that are not can't miss prospects. If that makes sense.
Shout out to Call Me Coach G. What's up? How you feeling? What's up? How you feeling,
Coach
man? Auburn Dad for Life said Leavitt won't be as good as he was before the foot injury. And then, of course, Andy Insider said LSU has too many questions. QB, O-line, D-line. Why fear Kiffin? I'm going to ask you that question, Bubba. Why should we fear Lane Kiffin as the head coach in this LSU football team? Why or why not?
I don't think we should fear him. I mean, this roster, it's solid, but like Ant said, there's still a lot of questions. You know, Sam Leavitt's coming off that injury, right? It's a Liz Frank injury that usually takes time to recover, and you're usually just not jumping back. He just had the pins taken out of his foot a month ago from this injury. He did very little in the spring. He's playing in a completely different offense. He's going from more of a college-style, pro-style offense under Marcus Arroyo in an easier conference. To this conference, you have a bunch of offensive linemen, a lot of guys that didn't play much, and a lot of guys that have not played together. Defensively, they're fine. They're very small up front. Like, they don't have a true nose tackle on this roster, unless you consider 295-pound Dominic McKinley a nose tackle. So it's like I'd say it's a top 5 SEC roster, but it's not like a super team roster. And Kiffin's going to Kiffin it up like he always does.
Kiffin's going to Kiffin it up. Ladies and gentlemen, join us around the water cooler. It is the one and only, the man, the kid, the chef, the Charleston White of YouTube. It is Edward, Kid Country. Edward, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Dang, we can't hear Edward. Edward, are you here? Can you hear us? All right, Edward is not ready yet. Okay, we're gonna have to get that taken care of. All right, let's get this thing. We're gonna keep it pushing and keep it moving, man. Shout out to Brad Brown in the chat. What's up, Brad, man? Warrior, good to you, my guy, man. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. All right, man. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. When we look at this LSU team, a lot of money has been spent on this team. There are a lot of expectations for this team. This would be game 7, if I'm not mistaken. Game 7 for Auburn. It will be inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. So I asked this question, and I want to get y'all opinions on this. By this game, by this time in this game, with what the talent that LSU has accumulated and the time that they have had to play together, even though there are still questions about whether Sam Leavitt would be able to start at the beginning of the season, even though they're saying that he will. Would this team be in mid-season form and be the LSU that you think or that everybody expects them to be at that particular point in time? Bubba, your thoughts on that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by at the time when the season when at this point in the season, game 7, even though Sam Leavitt probably won't start the first couple of games of the year, even though they say he will, they're taking some time to get into it. They have accumulated a lot of talent, like you said. They put a lot of money into this roster. At that particular point in time in this season, will this team, with what Kiffin has done, especially at the quarterback position in previous years, will this team be dangerous? Will this be the old LSU that everybody is like, this is the team that you have to look at? This is a team that basically is a title contender. Everybody's saying that this is a national championship, a bust type team, or college football playoff, a bust type team. Could this team be that? Will it take them a long time to get into mid-season form, even without the prospect of the quarterback not being there early on in the season?
Well, yeah, I think they'll be a really good team. Absolutely. I think they're like a 9-win team. I just don't think their ceiling is where everybody said it's going to be, right? Like, I think at that point in the year, I'm chalking it up for Auburn as an L right now because you're coming off that Georgia game. But, like, as far as what you're saying, getting back to the old LSU, quote-unquote, old LSU, this elite contender type team, like, I don't think that's what I see with this team this year.
Your thoughts on that, Tess?
I mean, it's tough to say. Would they be in mid-season form? Yes. Will that be an elite team? I just don't think so. I think, after this game, after the Auburn game, they had that bye week, and then I think they got like 4 more games after that. I think those 4 teams that they play after this bye week are in trouble. I expect the defense. It, like Bubba said, small, but I do respect Blake Baker. I think the defense by this time will be a pretty solid defense. And Lane Kiffin is, like, saying all this, Lane Kiffin is good at getting quarterbacks to play well, right? So whether that is Leavitt or Longstreet, he makes it really easy for them to digest. So they're going to be a formidable opponent. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, just like Bubba said, with this ceiling and what people are expecting from them, just by adding Lane Kiffin and some of the pieces that they add in there, I just don't think that they're going to be that. This is a very winnable game for Auburn, more so than I think a lot of people are giving us credit for, even though we have it at home. I don't see them being this unbeatable juggernaut at any point during this season. But I do expect them to get a little bit tougher after they have their bye week, which comes after
mid-season form. But their mid-season form is not elite.
Okay, that's the question. Okay, good. That's good. Kid Country is back in with us right quick. Kid Country got about 2 minutes. Go ahead with your thoughts on that, man. This LSU team. How concerned are you with this team?
Can you hear me?
I got you.
Okay, because I'm on my speakerphone, man. So my echo, my headset mic had went out, but
you sound great.
You sound good. You sound really crisp, really clear.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about this. A winnable game. I get this win. Because right now, honestly, I got all of them about 3-3 to this point on the schedule. Maybe 4-2, but it's possibility 3-3. Because I think you could lose to Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia up to this point. But you could easily win a couple of those games. But I think this coming off the Georgia game, and I didn't get to put my input on the Georgia game, but I think Georgia take us behind the woodshed when we go to that. I think Georgia makes Alex Golesh and their team look in the mirror, but I think they respond. And I think you're going on a winning spree after that Georgia game. So I got up beating LSU, man.
We got predictions coming at the end, man. I can't wait to hear these score predictions because it seems like we got somebody beating LSU. We got one person losing to LSU. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we're going to take a break right here, man. We'll be right back right after these important messages from the people that sponsor Water Cooler Talk Sports. We'll be right back right after these, ladies and gentlemen.
You want a solution to protect your family in a moment of crisis. Freddie Metro provides those solutions to protect your family and build real wealth. Serving Alabama and Georgia with trusted advice you can count on. Call him today at 678-870-4001. Freddie Metro, protecting families, building legacies. Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. That's why Hollywood Media got you covered. From clean portraits, corporate events, and even athletic events, they capture it all. These ain't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that rock with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank you, everybody that supports us, man. Freddie Metro, man. You want to protect your family in a time of crisis, or even before that crisis hits, man. You want to make sure everything is in order, and that is just a smooth transition or a smooth process, man. Make sure everything is good. Hit up Freddie Metro today, man. 678-870-4001. Email them at freddiemetro@gmail.com, man. Also, man, shout out to our guy DJ. They want to support the Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And, of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Shout out to our guy, man. Make sure y'all go check him out. That's my quarterback. I'm going to keep saying that. And we appreciate y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here and support the people that support Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Thank y'all so much for that. Fellas, let's go ahead. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to Wardam Sean in the chat. What's up, my guy? Hope you feeling good, man. He said, "What's going on, fellas?" I've been saying, I feel we will be 6-0 after Georgia. We owe them from the last 6 years. All right, man. I see you, my guy. I hear what you're saying.
It's been about 8.
I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what he's saying, man. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Let's take a look at some stats when it comes to Georgia. To Florida, to LSU's offense and defense side of the football, man. We take a look at LSU offensively. Now, these numbers are not reflective of what Lane Kiffin has done because this will be his first year coming up. But the defense is a little bit reflective because Blake Baker has been there for the past couple of seasons. You look at what LSU was willing to do in years before. They were 10-2, the best season 2023, 10-4. They were a top 10 offense, nationally ranked. And you get over to the defensive side of the football. They had some problems, a lot of problems, in recent seasons before Blake Baker was able to get there. Blake Baker comes in, and then this past season, he got them back on the foot that a lot of people look at and know what LSU's defense and LSU football defense is to be. You look at what the projected offensive depth chart, for LSU is, man. Of course, you see Sam Leavitt there at the quarterback position. You come in, you look at that wide receiver room, man. Jace Brown, like I said, probably one of the fastest men in college football. Eugene Wilson, transfer from Florida. And then, of course, everybody knows about Jordan Seaton, the highly talented and highly touted, left tackle that transferred in from Colorado as well. You get over to the defensive side of the football, man. The one thing that you look at this when you see Malik Blockton transfer from Auburn, he will be coming back to Jordan-Hare Stadium. He will potentially be starting on that defensive line. Man. You look at a guy like Jordan Ross, transfer from Tennessee. Guys that have these are guys that have played in the SEC and understand what it means to play in the conference. You transfer from Ole Miss. I am not going to try to pronounce his name because every time I try, I mess it up. But you know who I'm talking about at the top. These guys have played in this conference. They know what it means to play. And it seems as if they have tried to make an interest in trying to get speed. That's what it seems as if. It seems that's what it looks like. But we'll see exactly what potentially it will look like for LSU this upcoming season. Man, you look at the impact players that LSU will have this year. Sam Leavitt, of course, still depending on what happens with his foot. But a lot of people are still looking at him and seeing exactly what he could potentially do, man. You look at a defensive end from Ole Miss. Like I said, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because every time I try it, I mess it up. You see what he did last year, 9 sacks, 50 QB pressures. Ty Benefield, 97 tackles, 3 interceptions last year. Trey'Dez Green, one of those guys in the wide receiver room, potentially is going to have a big season. And, of course, Jordan Seaton, who was all Big 12 recognition last year at Colorado on this team this year. Auburn's biggest test. I mean, I know you look at this game and I know you say, man, Georgia on the road at Athens, but we kind of talked about that game a little bit last week. Man, we kind of talked about that game a little bit last week, and how I don't know if there are a lot of people that are looking at Georgia and saying that is a team that you are afraid to go play, and things of that nature. Some people may feel that way, but it will still be a tough game. But a lot of people still want to see exactly what can Auburn do. That can Auburn go get that win in Athens because they haven't done it. But when you look at this LSU team, man, like when we look at it in totality, you know, you bring in Lane Kiffin, who has done well with offenses wherever he's been, especially with the quarterback position. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Look at Blake Baker, who's retained on the defensive side of the ball as the defensive coordinator as well, who his first season there was trying to get everything in place for that defense. But last season saw major improvement there. You saw them go out and go get a lot of guys in the portal that were that have some SEC playing experience. When you look at this, man, could this be Auburn's biggest test? Could this be a game where you look at it and be like, man, like we all think that LSU, it may take some time for them to get the midseason form, but what if LSU comes out and they just own all 6-7 cylinders, you know, from the start, in that matter? Could this be Auburn's biggest test from the jump? I'm gonna start with Kid Country on this. What's your thoughts, man?
I wouldn't say they're the biggest test, because at that point, I'll be the player to Tennessee. Like I said, I'll be player to Georgia. They might be the most balanced team that we might be faced up to that point. If we
Georgia.
Just balance, yeah, because we just historically speaking, I mean, with Kiffin, what he can do on offense, and Blake Baker solid on defense. Georgia gonna be a predominant defensive dominant team. Mm-hmm. You know, Georgia gonna score points, but you know, Georgia ain't a team that they score points different. LSU you just said they got one of the fastest man in the country. So a different versus like a team like Georgia, LSU, when I say balance, they can stretch the field. They're gonna be able to do different things offensively. You know what I mean? To really test your defense. Mm-hmm. Georgia, you don't really have to worry about that true deep threat with Georgia like that. That's not really what they do. You know, mm-hmm. Lane Kiffin want to get behind. That's what he want to do. Mm-hmm. And with a guy with that type of speed, you know, that's what he's gonna try to do. But I think they're gonna be a balanced team. But here's what I look at from Auburn perspective: this game enters your back half of the schedule, your next 6. To me, it's a game that Auburn really can't afford to lose. Coming off of how those previous 2 games that they done played, they can't afford to go on a 3-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't bode well for team morale or nothing, because you still don't have some good team left on the schedule. But I think, me personally, you know, I just like this matchup for Auburn and Jordan Hare. I like this matchup.
Something that Kid Country brought up, man, and I want to ask this question. And Wardam Sean said, man, they offense can't touch our defense. Sam will be hurt. I call it now. All right, let's talk about that. I think everybody knows that the front seven for Auburn is going to be very, very formidable. It's going to be it's going to be hard to run against. It was hard to run against them last year. Less than 100 yards rushing per game on average. But you are bringing in 2 new corners. You are going to be starting 2 new corners on the defensive side of football for Auburn this year. And I have me personally noted that that is probably where I just want to see it happen. Even though we all know Andre Jordan Jr. did it against, competition last year, but people still want to see it happen in the SEC. Let's just be real. They still want to see it happen at Auburn. And who will be that second corner? And they will be testing on the outside because, like I said, Jace Brown, Eugene Wilson, those guys will be trying to get behind the defense and trying to make plays. At this particular point in the season, are you worried about that at this particular time in the season, with it being the 7th game of the season, Tess?
Not really. I'm not. I guess the reason why I'm not worried about it as much is because as much as we talk about Lane Kiffin and his ability to throw the ball, I keep saying his ability to throw the ball. He's never thrown a pass, but his ability to dial up passing plays that get behind the defense. A ton of what Lane Kiffin does is built off of the run. And however they run the football best, he will build plays off of that. I don't know if you remember back in Ole Miss when Judkins was there, they built a whole offense off a toss sweep with some like veer and shoot principles. And he was able to use that to create some deception and get behind some guys. I just think that our run defense is going to play so well this season. It's going to be really tough to dial up plays like that. Now, I'm not saying that they aren't gettable, but it's going to be tough on them. I'm probably more concerned with the other side of the football, if I'm being honest. And then there's also the question of, like, it all goes back to Sam Leavitt. You got a quarterback room with Sam Leavitt, and then you got Longstreet, who's a young guy. This season will tell you how good the quarterback room was at Ole Miss, right? It was Austin Simmons just really, really good, and Trinidad Chamberlain's really, really good because Austin Simmons won that job out of camp, or did he just stumble upon a great quarterback in Trinidad Chamberlain? We'll find that out this season. I like to think that he may have stumbled upon a really, really talented quarterback in Trinidad Chamberlain because I don't see anybody on that roster. Like, I'm not going to put Leavitt in that category. I'm not going to put Longstreet in that category. So his quarterback play, I expect it to take a decline in this season. Just simply none of those guys are the guy from last year. With all that being said, and DJ Durkin's ability to confuse quarterbacks, especially young guys, if Longstreet gets in there, I think that this offense is going to have a tough time against this defense, man. Now, Lane is Lane. Lane is a great offensive mind, so I do expect him to have a solid plan. But yeah, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth, and I just got a feeling that this defense is going to do that in spades this year, particularly with this game, because this is a very, very winnable game for Auburn. It is at home. I just want everybody on the team to be focused, because it's really easy to lose focus when the circus comes into town. And make no mistake about it, this will be a circus when LSU comes to Jordan-Hare. So, yeah, like I said, defense is not my concern. Offense and the mentality of these players going into this game is more where I place my concern at.
Do you have that same concern, Bubba? Like, when you look at Auburn's defense against what potentially this LSU offense can be, or do you feel the same way?
Like, I agree in the sense that, like, I don't think they're going to explode against us, but this offense can absolutely move the ball. They'll be able to move the ball.
Right.
Lane Kiffin, for all the crap I give him, right, and we all give him, he is an offensive mastermind, right? And he will find ways to move the ball even if he can't run the football. And this receiver group, I don't think they have like a 1A guy, but they're very talented and they can all play in open space. Like Winston Watkins, Eugene Wilson, and Jace Brown are very explosive in space. And Lane Kiffin will find ways to get them the ball in space. They go 3 deep at running back, and they'll run the ball at least well enough to force Auburn to still keep 6 or 7 guys in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that it's going to be a struggle for both sides, honestly, in this game, for Auburn offensively and LSU offensively. Yeah.
So will this game look like LSU Florida last year? Where you could potentially see one of these quarterbacks have a really, really tough game, but have a defense that's really, really good enough to keep them close all game, and then something can potentially happen at the end. I want people to understand what I mean by that, because Florida went to LSU and played them last year, and DJ Lagway threw 5 interceptions, and LSU still only won by like 10 points. So could this game look like that?
I think if you gave me the over-under for this game and it was set at like 55.5 total points scored, I'm taking the under.
So are we talking about this? Should we be talking about this game differently, Kid Country? Should we be talking about this game as a defensive game instead of the offense that is in the spotlight all the time?
I think with Auburn, every game you should talk about with Auburn winning gonna be a defensive game. The defense gonna shine in every game. From what I'm thinking that they win. So I think, because that's the name of the game. You know what I mean? That's what Freeze couldn't do. Freeze couldn't win the 24-20 type game. Freeze couldn't win the 17-10 type game. But I think the same recipe is there for Golesh. I mean, the defense, make no mistake about it. The offense don't have to score 40 points for Auburn to win football game. You know how many games we would have won if we would have just scored 24 points the last 3 years. That's all we needed. So I think you like Bubba say, I don't think it's a high scoring game. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Auburn had to score a lot of points to beat a lot of teams. Because I still feel like their defense give up 20, 21. So, if you can beat that, you can win football game. That's why Hugh Freeze sitting on Lake Martin somewhere on a golf course right now, because he couldn't score 24. Man, he scored 24 last year. We're a playoff team with just 24 points a game in SEC play.
True. I think whoever wins turnover battle wins this game.
So this is so we need to reshape the narrative of this game, because I can already tell you the narrative and the storyline going into this game is going to be Golesh, Kiffin. So this game should be Durkin, Baker.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Tez?
Yeah, I can see that.
That is a crazy good battle too. That's like 2 top 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. It would sound like.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be our style of football game, Nick.
I would love to see it. I would love to see a 14-17 game. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see a nice defensive struggle, and somebody and some defenses come out there and impose their will and stop some offenses from having high flying games. But would the fans like to see that? That would be something.
I don't care what the fans want.
Well, we got to care. We have to care what they want.
But I think at this point, as long as we come out with a win, the fans will take.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Beggars cannot be choosers, man.
That's a great point. As long as Auburn comes out with a win, that is all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we're gonna take a break right here, man. We'll be right back right after these messages, man. We'll be right back.
SEC football fans, this is your channel. Every Tuesday, it's time for SEC Season Live, the most interactive SEC football experience on the planet. Live chat voting, hot takes, weekly rankings, real debate, and you help drive the conversation live on air. Then, every Thursday, hit the reset button with Lunch Breaks, your lunch break destination for real SEC football talk. Reactions, storylines, and unfiltered opinions from across the conference. If it matters in the SEC, it matters here. Subscribe now to @It'sSEC Season, and don't just watch the conversation, be a part of the show.
Hey, you listening? If you're trying to eat like a champ today, you already know where you gotta go. Adelines by Chef Country.
Smoked ribs, real flavor, no shortcuts. Yeah, they do it right. Tap in right now. Call them at 334-498-2325 or slide through at 2371 Highway 14 in Otagoville, Alabama. Adelines, your official pregame meal.
Hey, yo, Ted, tell them about SEC season, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Come over to @SEC Season. Hit that subscribe button, man. Tuesdays, of course, we have our SEC Season live show where we are in the middle of the Fan versus Day series going into week 9 of the season, picking winners for every single SEC game, taking the percentage of the votes and building a real SEC season index to put up against Vegas and ESPN's index and just any other professionals, trying to prove that the fans of this conference know football a lot better than the professionals. So make sure you check that out Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. That'll be tomorrow. And then on Thursdays, 10:30 a.m., we have lunch breaks, of course, our lunchtime SEC and just football in general conversations where we slow the conversation down and have some really in-depth conversations, man. Yeah, so go over to my guy Edward right there and grab you some Adelines for lunch and come chill out on lunch breaks, man, and kick it with us, man. This week's lunch breaks, we're actually we're talking about social media and its effects on fans and media outlets. So this should be a fun one. So make sure you guys are tuned in if you're interested in that.
Man, Ted's teed it up, man. Yo, Chef Country, man, where can they come get the official pregame and postgame meal?
Hey, man. Hey, just come on down to 2371 Highway 14 in Otagoville, Alabama. Man, just come. You know, I had some social media content creators, man, some big food review type guys, man. They came through. And, hey, man, I was really, I was amazed at my end result, my final rating, man, because I try to do everything elite. When I say that, I just don't say that to say that. You know what I mean? So compared to everybody in the Tri-County area, hey man, we stand at the top right there with everybody. So, I just thank God, man, for giving me the gift to be able to do what I love to do, man.
That's what it is, man. Make sure y'all hit up Adelines, 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama, for your official pregame meal, man. Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We officially endorse that right there, man. Also, man, you all know, man, we've announced it, man. The pregame playlist, a new morning experience, is coming to your screen and your ears. June 29th, 2026. It premieres 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. Your morning, your sports, your playlist, man. We will be talking culture. We'll be talking sports, man. We'll be playing music. We'll be talking music as well, man. So come make us a part of your morning routine, the pregame playlist with your boy Nick Frazier, man. We premiere June 29th, 2026, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, man. 2 hours. We'll be there, man. Your morning, your sports, your playlist. Hit the play button on your playlist. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's get back to the show, man. And I want to keep this thing moving and keep it rocking along with what we got going on here, man. We've been talking about quarterbacks, man. We talk about Kiffin versus Golesh. I think we've kind of changed the narrative that this potentially could be Durkin versus Baker. But let's move this thing around to Kiffin versus Golesh a little bit. You look at Golesh and you look at Kiffin, two offensive-minded guys, two guys that are known in their careers. You look at Golesh and what he did with Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton at Tennessee. Everybody knows what Byron Brown has done in the past couple of seasons with him in this offense at USF. 3,000, 1,000-yard passer. But then we take a look at Lane Kiffin, man. We take a look at the quarterbacks Lane Kiffin has had the ability to somewhat, I don't know, would you say transform their careers maybe? You go back to when his first year at his first couple of years at Ole Miss. Matt Corral was in that system, went 5-5 his first year, 10-2 his second year, but both seasons he was over 3,300 yards passing in both seasons with Matt Corral at quarterback. I believe it actually came into Jordan-Hare Stadium one of those years. It got beat as well, but he had an opportunity to come back and win the game, but Auburn did beat him inside Jordan Hare Stadium when he was the head coach there, man. Then you move to 2022, 2023, 2024. You look at Jackson Dart, a guy that apparently he had a really, really great relationship with, a guy that he helped push into the first round of the NFL draft in the 2025 NFL draft. And you look at how he progressed each year he was there, whether it was completion percentage wise, yards wise, dropping interceptions or what he did. He became much more comfortable in that offense and under, I guess if you want to say, the tutelage of Lane Kiffin. And then, of course, Tez mentioned it earlier in the show when, everybody saw what Trinidad Chambliss did this past season at Ole Miss as the quarterback after Austin Simmons went down and was injured. Did he stumble upon a quarterback that was at Ferris State the season before? Did he stumble upon his talent? Because he definitely, Austin Simmons was the guy that he gave the nod to at that particular time. When you look at this right here, fellas, man, is it warranted that Lane Kiffin gets the moniker of QB whisperer or the QB or the QB finder of the portal guy? When you look at those numbers, is that enough data, in your opinion, to say that he is that guy, or is he living off of a fantasy or just an illusion of what it is? I'm start with you, Bubba, on that one.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that he has success stories. I think with Jackson Dart, he built an incredible offense around him, and he did show improvement, right? But the growth wasn't as rapid as people thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
With Matt Corral was a disaster before Lane Kiffin and after Lane Kiffin.
Wow.
Right? He was atrocious.
Wow.
Still don't know how he got drafted, right? But I think it's fair to say that he does do great jobs of building offenses to show the best traits of quarterbacks. Right, you look at the offense he was running with Austin Simmons last year than the one he ran with Trinidad Chambliss. They were very different, right? So I think that he's not necessarily an elite developer of quarterbacks, but he is good at showcasing quarterbacks. Now, Trinidad Chambliss was I don't know the last time we saw a success story like that. I don't think that you can just give all that respect to Lane Kiffin. Trinidad Chambliss is legitimately that good. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your thoughts on that, Tez? Is it warranted, or has Lane Kiffin stumbled upon just great players at the right time?
No, I mean, a lot like Bubba said, man. He's definitely does a good job of highlighting his quarterback strengths. He's runs a really quarterback friendly system. It's just, I guess my only pause would be. It does take them a bit of time. You see, with Matt Corral, took them time to get to be a winning program, and like Bubba said, he still wasn't that great even when they were winning. And then even with Jackson Dart, I think they went, I want to say 7-5 regular season. Did they win the bowl game that year? Or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
They lost the bowl game. They went 8.
They lost the bowl game. Okay, so they went 8-8.
They started out 8-0 that year. That was the Kiffin to Auburn year.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, even then, you got a 8-win team. It took some time for Jackson Dart to become NFL prospect Jackson Dart. And then, you move on to Trinidad Chambliss. Like Bubba said, this kid is extremely talented. This is not you don't see that anywhere else in his history where one year he comes in with a new quarterback and it's just 11 wins. Highly successful offense. That's the only place that occurred is with Trinidad Chambliss. So I say all that to say, yeah, I think it is warranted that if you play quarterback, Lane Kiffin gives you playing for Lane Kiffin gives you a great opportunity to put a lot of good things on tape for the NFL, and he puts you in a great position to win football games. But I don't consider him just like this elite developer of quarterbacks. So yeah, it's kind of in the middle for me, I guess.
Okay. Kid Country, man, who do you trust in this game more on the offensive side of football? Do you trust Charlie Weiss Jr. and Lane Kiffin, or do you trust Alex Golesh and Jordan Gordon more in this game on the offensive side of football?
I mean, if you gonna ask it like that, I mean, I have to trust Kiffin more when it comes to offense. There's not too many people in the world as good as Lane Kiffin on offense. Make no mistake about it. Now, all the extra stuff that come with that, but when you just talking about X and O's and on how to attack a defense, you have to remember this now. The man dad is a top 5 NFL defense coordinator all time. Think about the nights he done been. Think about the nights he done told the dad, "Hey man, what offense? What route gives you the most trouble on this coverage? What gives you trouble when you do this?" So the guy's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to offensive football. Make no mistake about it. So I would have to give him the edge when you say, who do you trust, Mo? Not that I don't trust Golesh and Gordon, but man, I seen Lane doing this way back USC days, man. So I have to give him credit for what he has been able to accomplish. Like you say, right now I wouldn't say he's an elite quarterback developer. Not saying that he's not an elite quarterback developer, but I don't think his thing is trying to even develop quarterbacks right now. He getting guys that ready to play. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna build my system around your strengths. And he had been. The man took John Franklin, man, and turned him into a quarterback, man, and won a few games with it. So, hey, when it come to who you trust, I love Kiffin on offense. I really do. I'm not a Lane hater. I just never wanted him to be my head coach because he brings so much other baggage to it. Not sometimes it be null and void. You know what I mean? All the other stuff that you're gonna bring with you. So, but man, ain't too many people in the world good at offense and Lane Kiffin. Attack or defense, just being real.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. You're looking at the stats there. Go ahead, Tez. I'm about to bring in somebody real quick before we get up out of here. Go ahead.
Just a real quick question. I think Lane Kiffin is a good defensive mind. Offensive mind as well. Like I do respect his offensive prowess. Right. Let me ask you this: if I am a race car driver, a NASCAR driver, in every race I'm leading the race, I'm out driving everybody, and then on the last lap, for some reason, I do something stupid and wreck all the time. Am I a good driver?
Nope.
It's kind of my point.
You just answered the question for you. Ladies and gentlemen, man, Dustin in the chat. What's up, Dustin, man? What's going on, man? Let me get your thoughts on this game real quick. How you feeling about this LSU Auburn game? What's your thoughts on it real quick?
Yeah, like I said with you Sunday, man, in our 3-hour megapod there. I got right now I've got Auburn winning this thing, man. I'm just not sold, and I agree with everything that was said before I came on there in terms of if you're asking who do you trust more, like Lane's got a nice body of work. No one's ever going to come on here and say Lane Kiffin doesn't know how to dial it up. He can draw it up in the dirt. He can draw it up on the fly. We see the numbers. We see the points. We see you going and getting, Trinidad Chandler's from Ferris State or wherever in the world and plugging them in and him being great. So I would never question any of that. But there's like Tess just said here, man, if you dominate the race, cool. You got you got the fastest times, the fastest lap times and all that. It's fantastic. But can you get this thing across the finish line? The interesting thing about Lane is when he was actually close to getting across the finish line and having a chance of winning, he stopped his car and got out. Kind of like on Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby got a shot, Lane got out, went and got a hot dog. You're like, now that I'm finally here and in position to make a run at this thing, I actually don't want it. You just never have any idea what he's got going on in his head. I think this game being in Auburn is going to be big. I think that you cannot underestimate. There's still some juice there. It kind of went away with the SEC West not being a thing anymore, but old school Auburn fans still got some hate there for LSU. You pump in Lane Kiffin, who's over the last 4 or 5 years, for some reason, has continued to have Auburn kind of on his thought process. He makes mention of Auburn all the time. He took a lot of shots at Auburn's previous coach. So, look, man, I don't think like there are other places where Lane Kiffin would have went where I would have a different trajectory, a different, idea, a different projection of how that was going to go. It's the combination here. Like you put in a whole bunch of toxic chemicals into a pot. Yeah, and it explodes. Don't act surprised. Like, this is not going to end well, man. And then in this game, like, it's just not. It's never ended well for him outside of Florida Atlantic. But this in particular, like if it was Lane Kiffin at Kentucky, or if it was Lane Kiffin if Lane Kiffin went to Kentucky, I would say, all right, look out for Kentucky to be a player in 3 years. But he went to LSU. And now I'm saying, I don't even know if he'll be there in 3 years. Like it's just a combination of things. You talk about fit and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times the word fit gets thrown around in a lot of different ways. In this lane, when it's kind of unique as to where it's like, I don't think he fits at USC. I don't think he fits at Tennessee. I don't think he's going to fit at LSU. I think he needs to be somewhere that doesn't have like historic success and those kind of expectations to where he can kind of be Lane. Like LSU fans are going to let Lane be Lane until he loses some games. Look, outside of Bama, because they just got so used to winning under Saban, they're still a shock to their system when they lose games. But outside of that, I got love for LSU fans. I think the Tiger Stadium on Saturday night when they're good is the best environment in college football. But boy, like when they lose, nobody overreacts like LSU fans. They're ready. They're ready for the head every time it happens. You do that after you troll the other team all week. Man, Ole Miss fans don't care. Like, this is the best they've ever been. There's a completely different standard here. And in terms of this team this year in particular, okay? Yeah, you went out and got all these guys. Look, I got serious. The big tackle from Colorado, I don't know him personally, okay? But from everything I read and stuff, doesn't seem like a good locker room guy. And I think they've added a lot of those. What's the health of the quarterback? There's questions with that. Now, again, Lane Kiffin can plug in a lot of guys at quarterback and be successful there. But I just wouldn't be surprised if, like, locker room of a bunch of guys that got paid will go give them whatever it takes to get them here. A bunch of portal guys from all over, go take whatever it takes to get them here. Combined with what we know about Lane Kiffin, combined with what we know what LSU fans can be, like, man, there's a lot of different toxicity that could come in for a lot of different angles here. Some of it's gonna eventually seep through the cracks. But that's the overall projection. Look, and I might lean towards LSU maybe if this game was in Baton Rouge, but at home, especially if they throw this thing underneath the lights, I got the Tigers, man. I got the Tigers. I think it would be kind of of course it's gonna be the Tigers. I got the Auburn Tigers. It would be, I think, a low scoring game.
Okay.
Now, like, this is May, right? But like,
well, don't give your prediction yet because we're about to do it. Okay. All right, just hold on real quick. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna be right back right after these right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you drink energy drinks and then a few hours later feel sluggish? Don't worry, I got the solution for you. Try Dubby. Dubby is a jitterless energy drink mix designed for better focus, clean energy, and no sugar crashes later. Whether you are working, watching Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, or locked in on game day, Dubby helps keep you going. Visit the link on your screen right now and take advantage of the discount and level up your energy with Dubby. Breaking news. Every Sunday night, DC Wolf brings you the biggest stories, hottest takes, and everything you missed across Auburn athletics, from football to basketball and beyond. If it's happening on the plains, you will hear it here first. Live Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, only on Auburn Addicts TV.
Yeah, man. Make sure you go check out Dubby, man. Clean energy drink mix, man. Make sure you go check them out. We got a discount code with them, man. It is actually in the description of this video right here. Go click that link, and you get 10% off your order when you order with the Water Cooler Talk link, man. With Dubby, there, man. Clean energy, you need it, man. Also, man, shout out to our guy DC Wolf, man. Make sure you go subscribe over to Auburn Addicts TV, man. I got every Sunday. 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, man. Have you heard over there on Auburn Addicts TV? Make sure that you tune in over there as well, man. We appreciate that so much for rocking with us here as well, man. Before we get to the picks, man, Auburn is losing the all-time leading series with LSU right here. They're down by 6 games. LSU is winning this 30-24 with one tie. The last matchup was in 2023. LSU beat Auburn 48-18, man. And they haven't played in the past 2 seasons. And you see right there, this marks the first time since 1991 that both teams have not met in the regular season. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let Dustin go ahead and finish his thought process, man. Dustin, who wins this game? What score do you have?
Auburn 21-17. Auburn 21-17. I think it's gonna be a defensive battle late in the season. You can expect some injuries from both teams and all of that. But yeah, and again, I might pick this differently on the road. But I think LSU right now, I've got LSU as an 8-4 team.
Okay.
And one of those 4 losses is going to be on the road at Auburn. And I kind of got Auburn in that 7-5, 8-4 range.
Mm-hmm.
I think their bigger wins on the season are going to be Florida at home, LSU at home. I think those are the kind of games that Auburn are going to win. So, yeah, give me DJ Durkin, man. Give me DJ Durkin. I think Byron Brown makes enough plays. I think that home atmosphere kind of plays into it as well. But a lot of respect for Lane Kiffin's offensive mind. That offensive mind going up against DJ Durkin at home. Yeah. Give me DJ. And like Auburn. Oh, we owe LSU. Like it's that last home game with Harsin and that sucked. 17-0, 21-0, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if they throw this thing underneath the lights, then definitely give me Auburn. Auburn's going to Alex Golesh. One thing I think he's going to do this year. I think I'm not saying they're going to be perfect at Jordan Hare Stadium, but I do believe he's going to start to kind of get the mojo back. And I think this is going to be one of those games where he does that.
All right, Kid Country, who wins this game?
Oh man, just like I told you, I think this is a look in the mirror game for Auburn because I think Georgia does some things to them in Athens, to where Auburn fans ain't gonna feel good about it. I think they get took behind the woodshed. I think Kirby Smart absolutely exposes this offensive line in Athens, and I think this game forces Alex Golesh to make some major changes. I got Auburn winning this game. 27-20.
27-20 Auburn.
27-20 Auburn.
27-20 Auburn with Kid Country. Okay, I like it. Bubble, who you got in this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a knockout, drag-out game, and I think you're coming off a very physical, emotional game at Georgia. Like, I think it's going to be a tight game at Georgia. I think Auburn's going to lose it late, like I said last week. And I think Auburn's survival instincts are going to kick in because it's very possible Auburn could be 2-4 or 3-3 going into this game. So I think their survival instincts kick in. And like Dustin said, if it's a night game, your emotions are high and you're fighting for your life, I think Auburn could pull this one out. I've flipped on it. I think it's going to be like 24-20.
Okay, 24-20. Got a lot of close games here. Okay. Tess, what you got?
Along the same score range, I got I see Auburn scoring 2 touchdowns. I see LSU scoring 3 touchdowns. But I also see Alex McPherson kicking 4 field goals in this game. So give me Auburn 26-21. MVP going to the kicker in this one.
Ah, man, we got 4 Auburns winning this game. Will I make it 5? I will. Auburn wins this game 24-14. I think Auburn wins the game 24-14, man. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think Byron Brown will be able to get some yardage, get a big touchdown in the red zone. I think this game is a little bit wider than what people think it is. I'm going 10 points, man. I got Auburn winning this game 24-14 when it's all said and done and the clock hits 0 in the fourth quarter, man. Fellas, man, we appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to everybody that rock with us in the chat, man. We thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always. Dustin, tell them where they can find you at, my guy, before we get out of here.
Yeah, Up Tempo Podcast. Y'all know the deal. Get over there and subscribe today if you haven't. I got an episode dropping at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning talking about Auburn coming out of nowhere, dude. Last second, Notre Dame got their graphics ready, dude. We got us little 4-star offensive tackle. Alex Golesh said, "Give me that. Come here."
Got to be quicker than that.
Man, that's
Yes,
a good
sir.
one, man.
Yes, sir.
That is
Auburn
a
ain't got the
good
bag. Auburn ain't got the bag. Yeah, Auburn dropping the bag when they want to.
one. They want
Auburn really dropped the bag there.
Yeah,
They
for
did.
sure.
They did, man. Ant got Auburn 31-21. Auburn, man. Shout out to Jermaine Mills in the chat, man. We appreciate you so much, man. Shout out to everybody rocking with us in the chat, man. We thank y'all so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank y'all, man. We'll be back Wednesday, man. We'll be talking Ole Miss. The Ole Miss Rebels is what we'll be talking Wednesday. We will be previewing that game in Oxford, Mississippi, man. And we appreciate y'all so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here, man. As always, before we get out of here, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all of the glory. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, you all have a good one, man. Y'all be blessed. And as Martin did, he wrote these words on the wall, man. When he went out of the apartment for the last time, he wrote, "One love." Ladies and gentlemen, we are out this mug. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. We'll see you when we see you. Stay easy. Peace.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.